Greetings. Greetings, Redheads. Thank you for joining me in another episode of your favorite show, the one, the only Reds View. Of course, I am your gracious host, and I go by the name of J Red, also DJ J Red. But man, I'm here. I'm here. I'm happy to be here. I've had a pretty good week. Had a fantastic Juneteenth yesterday. Um, a lot of stuff has been going on, and you already know we're going to address the elephant in the room. But before I do that, before I talk about what everybody's talking about right now, do me a favor. Go ahead, hit that like button. Hit that like button. If you're on Facebook, hit the like button, heart button, any type of emoji you want to hit that button. Then also, if you're on YouTube right now, hit the like button or the dislike button. Also, family, share this for me. Hit the share button if you're on Facebook or if you're on Twitter. Retweet it. If you're on Facebook, hit the share button. If you're on YouTube, hit that share button. Post and let everybody know that we are live in full effect right now on Red's View right now. Shout out to my Facebook fam. I did go live last week, but for some reason, my program was tripping and it didn't have me streaming from Facebook. So y'all missed out on the show last week for Facebook. But of course, anytime if you don't see me, you can go to my YouTube channel. But yeah, man, everybody join in the room because we have a lot to address, a lot to cover today. Man, first off, how was everybody's Juneteenth? For all my Black Americans, foundational Black Americans in the house, all my Black people, my Black family, how was your Juneteenth? Juneteenth is a federal holiday now, so you should have stayed at home, grilled, threw some fire, blew up some fireworks. Like I said, lit up the grill, had your drinky drink because I had mine yesterday for sure. But the biggest thing that happened yesterday, as far as in the culture, was of course the Kendrick Lamar victory lap. I call it the victory lap concert. He called it the pop out and show concert. But that took place yesterday. And man, everybody's been talking about it. Everybody was tweeting about it before it happened. And man, this was one of the best performances, best showcases I've ever seen. And I've been a hip hop fan all my life. I've been a hip hop fan all my life, and I've seen numerous concerts. And this is one of the best ones. The energy that was in there, just from start to finish, K. Dot showed that he is the current king of hip hop. Man, people call it a Drake eulogy. Some people feel like the Crips and Bloods that were on stage were Crip walking and sea walking on Drake's grave. They felt like this, like I said, this was a eulogy. This felt like it was a Drake funeral. But man, let me tell you something, man. It was more than that. This concert that took place last night unified the West. It unified the West. And again, it showed that Kendrick is the current king of hip hop. No matter who you are, what you say, Kendrick won this Drake beef. And I know it's a lot of angry OVO fans right now, a lot of Drake stans that have been in an uproar. They are very upset and very hurt right now. That's been all on Twitter. Oh my God, man. OVO, y'all all right? Are y'all okay? Let me tell you something, man. Drake will be okay. Drake is gonna be fine. Drake will be fine. Now, when I say fine, I mean his livelihood will be okay. Right? Still got his money, still making millions. He's gonna be okay. But as far as his career going forward musically, we'll discuss that a little later. But I just want to address all the OVO fans, the OV hoes, as people will say, and say that y'all need a nap, man. Y'all need a nap defending this man. Ever since last what Like That has came out, right? You've had a bunch of Kendrick haters. And Kendrick has a lot of people that are Drake haters as well. I'm not going to take that away from him, but it's been a lot of narratives being thrown around. But one thing, if you're a fan of hip hop, you have to be able to admit that last night's showcase was the showcase of the immortals. Last night's showcase was gratifying if you're a hip hop fan, especially if you're a West Coast hip hop fan. It was phenomenal, man. The fireworks, the energy that was in there, the crowd, like this felt like 2001 BET Awards level. I haven't seen a crowd like that live since, I mean, I can't, like on TV. Like, this is the thing, man. Kendrick had the decency of starting it early during LA time and letting us on the other side of the United States be able to see it at a decent time. So I'm in Atlanta. So it came on at 7 p.m. Eastern, right? So it was just enough to let everybody enjoy their Juneteenth. And then, because it would have been messed up if he would have did it at 7 o'clock West Coast time, we would have been up all night, but we weren't. It was concise. It was to the point from start to finish, top to bottom, phenomenal. Man, it was so much going on. But like I said, man, we got to talk about, and I took some notes, man. I'll be looking because there's so much to unpack from this. But this is what it was about. Some people were saying, oh my God, this was about beef. This was a beef concert. This was just about Kendrick getting back at Drake, and this was all about beef. Y'all shut up. This was not about beef. Now, Kendrick only performed 3. Let me see. He did Euphoria. He did not Meet the Grands. Was it 616 in LA? And then he did Not Like Us 5 times in a row. 5 times in a row. But we'll get to that in a second. But this wasn't about beef. This was about unity. Everybody say it with me. UNITY. This was about unity. Kendrick had a 3-hour show. And in the first hour, first hour, he gave a showcase for many of the up and coming, some of them are known LA rappers I've never even heard of. So 20,000 people were there. And then you had this being showed all around the world on Amazon Prime. He gave the West Coast a lot of spotlight. Use his stage. Now, keep in mind, he could have had a couple of openers, but Kendrick Lamar was unselfish and put on everybody else before him. There were not hundreds, but there were plenty of artists. There were dozens of artists that came out and performed. It was so West Coast. And he united Crips, Bloods, not just Crips and Bloods, but Crips and Bloods from different neighborhoods, rival neighborhoods, all together on one stage. This was about unity. And at the end, they all took a picture. It looked familiar to the Pimple Butterfly cover. But man, DJ Mustard got his shine on and reminisce. We had a lot of reminiscing of his hits, and you had a bunch of different people that showed up, like Ty Dolla $ign, YG, even Dr. Dre showed up. Dr. Dre. So we're gonna get to that. But man, I want to debunk this whole thing of this was about beef. No. So he did do Euphoria. He did do 616 in LA, but he did the first part of his verse. He didn't go into that deep part where he was going at Drake. He did that with Absol, and then he did Not Like Us 5 times in a row. Now, is the reason for this concert due to the Drake beef? Yes. Yes, it was. Would this concert have happened without the Drake beef? Yeah, no, it wouldn't have. It wouldn't have happened. However, this wasn't a FU Drake concert. This wasn't that. If that was the case, Kendrick would have had Future out there. Kendrick would have had Rick Ross up on stage, Metro Boomin. Everybody who don't like Drake, he would have had them on stage. That wasn't what this was about. So if anybody says that this was about beef, then he would have did more songs going at him. Kendrick did those 3 songs and then did a whole bunch of other songs that he's known for. Money Trees, Collard Greens, Black Hippie Reunited on stage. Like he went through his catalog of hits. We Gonna Be All Right. That's all that it was. It was about unity. Drake just so happened to help spark it. So for those who are saying saying that this concert was just about beef is equivalent to saying if I got a viral hit record on the internet, say it went viral, then it went to the radio, everybody's playing it, and I say, you know what, let me capitalize off of this momentum and then make an album. So if I make an album that has a wide range of songs, that doesn't mean that album is about my hit record that was viral. That means I just made an album and capitalized off of the success that I'm having and the attention that I have. That's what Kendrick did right here. That dude said, man, let me look at this. I could use my platform to put on the whole West Coast because that's what Not Like Us, the vibe, the element of it was. So that's what he did. So let's throw that out the window. This was not about beef. Beef sparked it, and it's the reason we had it, but it wasn't about beef. The whole thing wasn't about beef. So with the narrative switching OVO fans, let me ask you all a question, because you're saying without Drake, let's say this, without Drake, Kendrick wouldn't have had all this success right now that he's having. Without Drake, Not Like Us wouldn't be #1 and banging in the country. Yeah, you're right. Without Drake, no, it takes 2 to tango. But let me say this. Had it been the other side, say if the cards were reversed, the roles were reversed, right? Say that Drake had a not like us, they not like us. Say if Drake had a number one single that was dominating radio, dominating parties, bar mitzvahs, birthday parties, little kids singing to it. Say if Drake had that record similar to Back to Back, would you keep the same energy? Would you say that Kendrick, that Drake needed Kendrick to have a buzz? Drake needed Kendrick to have hit records and stuff like that? No, you wouldn't, because Drake already make hits, just like Kendrick already make hits. The difference between Kendrick and Drake is that Kendrick takes a lot of time making albums. 2, 3, 4 years in between albums, and he creates masterpieces. He creates bodies of work. Drake creates playlists. And I'm not knocking Drake. Now, as a fan of Drake, I wish that he would make bodies of work that will reflect his capability, but he don't do that. Drake wants to be all in your face with the radio hits, all that stuff. That's what Drake does. So if you want to do that, fine. But we're not going to sit and act like Kendrick. Like last night, he performed nothing but hits that he's known for. He is a multi-platinum artist that has 13 Grammys. All this was before the Drake beef. So for everybody saying that Drake is the reason for all this other stuff, yeah, Drake is the reason that we had that rap beef, of course. Drake is the reason we got Not Like Us, Meet the Grams and stuff like that. But it's not that it's because Kendrick was a nobody. Y'all acting like he's an amateur or whatever. No, he's tit for tat with Drake. Drake don't have as many Grammys as Kendrick Lamar. And you all want to move the goalposts, because at first everybody was on Drake's nuts. I need to know which one is it, because he said number wise, I'm out of here. Kendrick countered that, because number wise, Kendrick is outdoing Drake right now. You're talking about hit records. Drake Family Matters is number 98 on the Hot 100 charts right now, Billboard. Damn near about to fall off. Really did fall off. Kendrick's records are up there. If this was about popularity, Drake is supposed to be winning by a mile, but he's not. So we're looking at streaming. Kendrick is defeating him in streaming. Sales, he's defeating him in different hit records. So what else is it? If Drake would have been doing this, all of his OVO fans would be singing a different tune, and y'all know that. Up until Drake takes an L, that's when you have every excuse in the book. So for all of y'all who are saying Drake helped unite the West, yeah, let's go with that. Yep, he did. He did. That beef made Kendrick Lamar make that song, and it united the West. So what? Okay, you want a cookie? But I guarantee you, if the shoe was on the other foot, y'all wouldn't be saying this. So we already know how y'all get down. So cut it out. So yeah, man. This was, like I said, from start to finish, it was an epic show. And let me say this, man. When Dr. Dre came out, because I was expecting to see Snoop, but at the same time, I wanted to see Snoop, but I understand why Snoop didn't do it. Snoop, some people, it was rumors that he couldn't make it, but I think Snoop didn't want to pick a side, honestly. I think he wanted to keep it neutral business-wise, but that's just him. Dr. Dre don't give a damn. Dr. Dre is billionaire status. Dr. Dre never really did mess with the industry after a certain while anyway. So Dr. Dre is ready to he be about his money, his paper, and Kendrick is his artist that was signed to him. I don't know if he's still on Aftermath, but yeah. So Dr. Dre don't give a damn. But Dr. Dre was the biggest guest. Dr. Dre is arguably the biggest producer of all time. When you think about big producers, not discrediting anybody else, but Dr. Dre is the biggest hip hop producer of all time. He's the producer's producer. So when he came out and performed his, Still DRE song, we were like, okay, bet Dr. Dre here. But then when Dr. Dre, before he left stage, Kendrick said, Dre, you gonna leave without saying something while we party? And he said, I see dead people. Boom. Dr. Dre being there, boy, Drake. That just solidified everything right there. You know how big it is for the biggest producer in the world of all time comes out and introduces the diss record about you being a pedophile, a 69 guy, a freaky ass nigga, you 60, all that. Yeah, I'm sure that struck a nerve with Drake. And not only was Dr. Dre there, you had other celebrities as well, ladies and gentlemen. You had Russell Westbrook, DeMar DeRozan. Like I said, you had YG, SZA. We just found out that SZA was in the background. She was in the crowd with a little disguise on, trying to hide. Kanye West, Kanye West's daughter was there. Northwest, she was there. But the biggest one outside of Dr. Dre that was detrimental for Drake, LeBron James, ladies and gentlemen. LeBron James was in the crowd. Why is that such a big deal? Not just because he's the biggest basketball player in the world. It's also because his allegiance to Drake. You know, the him and Drake is supposed to be cool. Excuse me. LeBron is supposed to be something like a big brother to Drake. You know, that whole Pusha T. You remember on the barbershop talk, they were talking about the whole Pusha T thing, and he was like, what did I tell you? What did I tell you to do? He was like, you told me to stay focused and go and make hits or whatever. So that's supposed to be Drake's boy. But LeBron James was there. That was a real crazy look. And I was wondering when Russell Westbrook was on stage if LeBron was going to go in there. But LeBron plays for Cali, and that was really reserved for Cali people, LA people. So it's good LeBron didn't go up there. But I know they had to strike a nerve with Drake. I know it had to strike a nerve with Drake. Everybody watching, make sure that you hit the share button. If you're watching me right now on Facebook, please do me a favor, hit the share button. Also hit the like button. A couple of people have done that already. Keep doing it, please. All right, but yeah, LeBron James, that was crazy. That was crazy. And YG. Let me say this about YG. The irony, right? Drake put on Family Matters. You know who really banging said, my nigga? YG. The first one, he said YG. YG is from Compton, and he thought that YG wasn't going to say anything and just go along with it because he's Drake, right? So then he said, who really banging said, my nigga Chuck T, which is the game, and then who really banging said, even CB, which is Chris Brown. Chris Brown, for one, has been dancing a Not Like Us numerous times. We've seen that video. Also, YG showed up to this performance, and YG had, like, he already, I addressed this a few weeks ago. He made a recent song basically saying, keep my name out of it, you know, something like that. I ain't gonna I'm gonna be paraphrasing, but YG showed up for the DJ Mustard set and at the little victory dance at the end. And it's funny that Drake calling him out, acting like he would go against K-Dot, a fellow Compton native. Drake just got ahead of himself, man. So YG, even then, he said, sometimes you gotta pop out and show nigga. That's what YG said, ladies and gentlemen, while he was on that stage. So that was just a big slap in the face to Drake. But there goes Drake again, thinking that, you know, politics and everything will overweigh loyalty. Money will overweigh loyalty. No, he found out the hard way. Now, Kendrick's performance, man, when he came out, let me tell y'all something, man. I got so lit when Kendrick came out to Euphoria. I wasn't expecting that. I didn't know if he was gonna, I knew he was gonna do Not Like Us, but I wasn't expecting Euphoria. When Kendrick came out and did Euphoria, oh my God, like I was literally up on my feet as if I was at that concert. Literally up on my feet yelling. I swear on everything. I wonder if my neighbors heard me. I was up yelling as if I was at that concert, rapping it word for word. I stumbled and messed up on a few parts, but so did Kendrick. Explosive way to open up. Euphoria, in my opinion, is the best diss track out of this back and forth. Not Like Us is the most popular one, but if you're talking about just diss track, man, Euphoria was amazing. Now, I'll point out this. Kendrick switched up a couple of lines. I think he said something along the lines of if you got to give if you give Tupac's ring back, which was auctioned off to Drake, he said, I'll give you some respect. Him adding that line in there messed Kendrick up because he kind of skipped over some lines. Did anybody else notice that? Comment if you noticed that too. He messed up on Euphoria. And it's okay. It's cool. I noticed it, but the crowd was going along. But let me tell you something, man. The crowd was rapping every single lyric. And Euphoria is a challenging song to just be rapping. That song has no hooks. It's straight one verse all the way through with so many switch ups. But the crowd was in it. What is it? The braids? Man, y'all have to. I don't want to play because I don't want to get a copyright strike. Because Kendrick wasn't doing that at first, but I think Universal, the label, is trying to do that now. But anyway, man, every single lyric of Euphoria, the crowd was going back and forth. So it didn't really even matter if Kendrick messed up. And it wasn't a bad mess up. It's just that he rushed it, but got back on track. So shout out to K-Dot for that. Dope, dope, dope. One thing that people commend him on too is that he wasn't using back vocals. He wasn't using vocals, meaning that rapping over the track. He wasn't rapping over the track. He was spitting that bar for bar. Now he had excerpts of the song in there, but that's what I usually do, like little performance, like little ad libs and stuff. That helps you out. But Kendrick was doing it all the way, full sale, and that shows craftsmanship. So shout out to Kendrick for that. Like I said, Black Hippie United, Reunited, and stuff like that. That was great. Now, one thing I commend Kendrick on, right? For those who say there was a beef concert about beef, right? And I say no. When Kendrick did his verse to Like That, how many, by show of hands, and you can give me a little emoji, your little emoji hands, how many by show of hands thought that Future and Metro Boom was going to come out there? How many thought that Future and Metro Boomin was going to come out there? I know I did, but Kendrick didn't do that. Kendrick played the song, rapped his verse, and then that was it. That was it. See, what I respect about K-Dot is that K-Dot could have had, because Rick Ross was there, The Weeknd was there, also in attendance. K-Dot could have had all of Drake's ops on stage, singing, rapping along to his songs and stuff like that. But what did he do? He chose the latter, and nah, that was it. Okay, so Ali Muhammad, you felt that too. I thought that they were going to come out, but they didn't. But I respect Kendrick for that, because he's like, man, I don't need all these Negroes to get at you. I'm getting at you. These are my tracks, or I happen to have some bars on this track, a verse on this track with the Like That. But Kendrick kept it LA. He kept it LA. He could have had people think about this, man. Kendrick, this really was a light pack. Kendrick really could have did some Jay-Z Summer Jam type of stuff. Think about it. He could have put him on that Summer Jam screen. He could have had, you know how Jay-Z had put out, what was that, Mobb Deep, Prodigy, RIP Prodigy as well, because today is the anniversary of his passing. But Prodigy, he put Prodigy, like, used to do like a ballerina or in a dance class or something like that. He could have put him on the Summer Jam screen, but he did not do that. He could have had people dressed up like Drake, you know what I'm saying, had little acts and stuff like that. He did not do that, man. He just kept it LA and kept it simple. So he didn't round up the Avengers of Who Hates Drake and have them all on stage and stuff. He didn't do that. He didn't. So I respect him for that. He kept it straight LA. Shout out to Kendrick for that. Also, for all the people who were just like, especially Drake with the whole Day Free, Whitney and Day Free, and for the people who had said that Whitney, which is his wife, I forgot her last name, well, not wife, fiance. All the folks that were making jokes and going along with the whole she don't really mess with her man and all this other stuff, right? Let me tell you something. Let me show you something. For those who were saying that Father's Day, she didn't give him a shout out, but gave herself a shout out for Mother's Day and stuff like that. Let me show you all who was in attendance. Let me show you all who was in attendance at that concert. I'm sharing my screen with you right now. Okay. Look at this. Who is that right there? Whitney. Whitney. Hey, Whitney. Look at that. See her right there with the kids? Whitney. Whitney. And not only that, guess who produced this show in the credits? The first credit that pops up, Day Free. Yes, sir. Yes, sirski. So all that Day Free Whitney stuff is all debunked. All that she's not getting along with Kendrick and he's all that wife beater stuff. Well, I mean, I don't know if the wife beater stuff is true, but guess who was there? Whitney with the kids. So we can put all that stuff to bed. Whitney was there, and Dave Free produced the show. His name was in the credits. OV Ho fans, what do y'all have to say about that? How do y'all feel about that? That just debunks everything, right? But yeah, this was overall a victory lap. You know, this was monumental, uniting the West Coast, uniting LA in particular. You had Watts, South Central, Compton, Inglewood, Long Beach. It was so many people there. And at the end, they took a picture together, and Kendrick wanted to hold everybody, embrace everybody, and keep everybody there because of how important it was. And the fact that this happened on Juneteenth. All on Juneteenth. Now, for the folks who were just like, I saw so many doggone excuses. Like, I even saw, you know how in the beginning of concerts where it's not packed out yet because people are still in traffic, people are still trying to get there, and everybody knows going to be openers. Just because some of the seats were empty, I saw some OVO fan pages gonna screenshot that in Circle Town, so it's supposed to be sold out. And then an hour later, when DJ Mustard got on set, the whole place was packed out waiting for Kendrick. And then their excuse was, well, Drake must have purchased all the tickets and gave them away. Y'all are sad. Y'all are sad. Congratulations, you played yourself. But yeah, man, overall, what did y'all think about the show? What did you think about the concert? Was it everything you expected? And like I said, Snoop didn't show up, but I feel like I said, like I feel like Snoop was being neutral. Snoop has been being neutral since Pac and Biggie. The reason him and Pac fell out was because Snoop was acting like he was ready to get at Biggie, and he actually dissed Biggie in an unreleased song. But with Pac, he went on the radio station while they were out in New York and said that there was no beef. And you know, you seen the movie, you heard the stories and stuff like that. So Snoop wasn't there. I think he was just trying to keep peace and be neutral and stuff. But somebody else who wasn't there was none other than Chug T, the Game. The Game was not in attendance. Whack 100 wasn't in attendance. And a lot of people pointed that out because the Game is, you know, he chose sides. Let me say something to the Game. You got loyalty to Drake, which is cool. You could have just been neutral, like Snoop is doing. Ain't nobody calling Snoop out, but you are Compton. Snoop is LBC. He's Long Beach. But the fact that you from Compton and you weren't there, and you're one of the biggest rappers out of Compton, you know, it made you look real bad, bro. All you had to do was just be neutral. Hey, I got love for Kendrick. I got love for Drake. And you could be like, hey, I'm riding for the West Coast, but whatever. You know, I ain't in it. I'm gonna just be neutral. That's all you got to do. That's all you had to do. But what did Game try to do? Game chose the side of Drake, somebody that ain't from Compton, LA, the West Coast, not even from America. What did you think was going to happen? And then some people were just like, maybe he was banned from getting in there. I don't know how true that is, but it made him look like a fool, a straight fool. Surprised Snoop ain't show. I wonder why. Like I said, man, Ali Muhammad, I think Snoop was just trying to be neutral. I think that's what it is. Business wise, he tried to be neutral, which I get. You know, he said, I got love for Drake, got love for Kendrick. So some people just don't want to be involved. And if Snoop would have done that, then he would have just chose sides. Somebody like Dr. Dre don't care because Dr. Dre don't play in the industry. Dr. Dre get his money and get out. Snoop is a everybody type of guy that has relationships with everybody and stuff. So that's why Snoop didn't show up. But the Game didn't show up because if the Game would have shown up, there might have been violence. He would have looked like a goofy, straight up. But other than that, man, it was rejoicing and it was spiritual. Like you could feel the lineage, the foundational Black American lineage there, the LA lineage, the vibe. Just this makes Kendrick the GOAT right now. Well, the king. I ain't gonna say greatest all time. Let me not say that. It makes Kendrick the king of hip hop currently, right now. Especially if you're talking about the newer generation of rappers, right? It's Kendrick. Now, let's talk about this whole narrative of Kendrick used bots. I didn't get a chance to talk about this recently because I was gonna talk about it Tuesday, but I said let me wait because I knew this concert was coming up. So the whole Kendrick used bots thing. There was academics had a gentleman on his show who claimed that he faked streams for Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us. He said that he was paid $2,500 deposit for 33 million streams or 30 million streams and stuff like this. And some of the internet was taking it and run with it. But the people with common sense knew that it was cap because mathematically it didn't make sense. So if 30 million streams, 33 million streams, whatever, if that only costs 2,500, wouldn't everybody be doing that? Because 2,500, I mean, for that many streams, that's not really that much. Everybody would be doing it. So that didn't even sound right. But one person I want to play, ironically, is Whack 100's response to this. We're just gonna go skim through and listen to what Whack 100 had to say about it, because he pretty much cleared up this and debunked this rumor, and he made a lot of sense when he said it. So this is fair use, by the way. Let's listen to some of what Whack 100 had to say. This is from a Clubhouse conversation, so this is fair use. Shout out to this page, The Answer. All right, check it out.
Listens on Spotify, and
no, that's cap.
Oh, all alleged. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. But
he paid again. He paid $2,500 for what?
25 was the deposit. 25 was
30 million streams.
That was
slow down.
That was it.
He paid.
Yeah, down payment. It was a down payment. And now the dude is coming out because he didn't get the rest of the payment.
Hey, Whack, for 30 million streams, he paid $2,500 deposit for 30 million streams.
Right. Allegedly.
Let me do this math real quick.
So he's doing the math. Listen to Whack. He about to take this. He about to take it. Listen.
That would have cost dude like $120,000. 115, 120,000. That's cap. For 30 million streams, it'd cost him 115,000, somewhere in that ballpark.
Now, allegedly, the reason he coming out and talked to Act last night or whenever Act did his stream is because he didn't get the balance of the payment, whatever the total was supposed to be. I don't know what that was.
Okay, well, this is why. This is why you know it's all cap, and Act gotta stop running these stunts. Now let's use our brain and use common sense. Let's go down the checklist.
Listen up.
Check one. If money was due, it wouldn't have been a problem paying it. Check two. Your numbers are, because when it comes to program, it's roughly around 3,800 per million or some shit like that, right? Check three. If you really were that guy doing that and not just a nigga clout chasing, you just killed all of your business. Why would you do that?
Boom. Very solid point. So if you're a streamer and you didn't get your money, you would take that up with the people who you're trying to, that you're doing business with. If I'm a streamer and I regularly do this, why would I come out and say that I gave the biggest artists in the world streams and blow my cover? That don't even make sense, but keep listening.
Red flag number 3.
Back.
Why would you do that? You wouldn't come out as that unless you know you're not that.
Right. Hey, guess what else, Wack? On the receipt for the 2,500 in Zelle or whatever platform you use, the manager had 1.1 mil in the account from 2,500. So it ain't like he couldn't have paid it. That's what's funny as hell too. It's on Act Stream, but anyway.
Yeah, we talking about a nigga that got a blank check.
Did you see that bang?
Then pay the balance. Like if I'm trying to hide some shit,
like
I'm gonna
that's
pay my
light
balance,
money.
my nigga. If I'm trying to go with the move, I'm gonna pay my balance, bro. Like and you can't say I ain't got it. You can't say nigga ain't got it. Like that's
it was on the. It was crazy. Yeah, but anyway, thanks, Wag. I just was wondering, man.
Yeah, I mean, because first of all, the deposit would have been somewhere in the ballpark about $60,000, 50 to 60 racks would have been the deposit on something like that. It wouldn't have been 2,500.
Nah, sure wouldn't have.
For a nigga to spend 2,500, that's $1 million streams.
And if you could get 30 mil, everybody would be doing it. The most unknown person, like, come on, man.
Hey, hold on. This another. I might be tripping way, but this is another red flag for me right here. It ain't the receipt ain't in no business name. It's like the manager name. Like it ain't like no business. Like you'd have paid for that. Like you'd have done something like 100 entertainment, right?
And then the last, because I ain't gonna play the whole thing, but then the last thing that Wack was saying, which made a lot of sense, right? If you did look at the transaction, it was a little Zelle transaction, right? It said such and such streams, such and such streams. What if you've worked with any marketing company that has done bots, because they've been out for years, right? It'll say marketing on there, something like that, promo, something along the lines of that. It's not gonna say streams. That, like, you could easily get caught up with that. Like, it's not gonna say, hey, you paid for streams. Like, no, it would say J Red's marketing, J Red's promo, or just some type of other transaction. It wouldn't say streams. So anybody, I saw people making excuse me, they use some app to make up like something looking like Zelle. With all this AI and stuff out there, it's easy to make something like that. So I knew it was cap. But 2,500 for 30 million streams. And also, that song didn't even need it. It didn't need it. The beef alone had everybody's eyes locked in. Everybody was looking at Kendrick and Drake. Why would you need bots? And I know Joe Budden said something. I knew he used bots. I think that that's cap. I don't think that he used bots in this situation. But figuratively speaking, let's say that Kendrick did use bots. So what? You think that all these years with social media and stuff, Drake hasn't used bots? Record labels use what they call payola, meaning that for the radio, if I want my song to possibly be number one or be a hit record, I'm going to pay for having plays on there. It's not as simple as, hey, go up and play this record and hopefully the people choose it and becomes number one. No. A lot of music is so bad these days to where somebody will have a budget of how many times it's going to be played on the radio. The radio station gets paid, and then once the repetition comes and you keep hearing this song, like $1 Million Baby, maybe, then you get adjusted to it and you eventually start liking it because you're hearing it 10 times a day. So this whole paying for promotion, that's bots would be just another way to pay for promotion, but it don't make sense. I also asked, why would it be just for Not Like Us? Meet the Grams, 616 of LA, Euphoria. How come it was just for Not Like Us? Because Not Like Us out of all those records was the most catchiest one. And it was one that was an instant hit when we heard. And if there are bots that made that go whatever, I'm a bot because I play that religiously. I play Not Like Us all the time when I'm in the gym. I hear it everywhere I go. I spin it everywhere. And you saw 20,000 people fill out a arena yesterday. Are all those bots? You see people all on the internet dancing to it physical people dancing to it. You think all of those are bots? It just don't make sense. This was a way to try to throw the wrench in the machine to mess up the momentum for Kendrick's concert last night. That's all that was. OVO fans, probably Drake, and I mean, it was on through Academics page too. So OVO fans, Drake could have just made a budget to pay somebody to come out and throw that false narrative out there. Easy. You can't believe everything you see. That song sounds too good. It's too good of a song for just to have bots. And the bots to do what? They said the bots to what? Have more views than Drake? People were going to listen to that anyway. It just don't make sense. So, yeah, I'm glad that rumor was put to bed. It was dumb. And anybody could show you some receipts like, hey, I got the proof to show you. Yeah, such and such streams, 2,500. Like, get out of here. And then they said that if he didn't complete it or whatever, Kendrick and them was threatening him, something like that. It was cap. But every week, if you've noticed, there's an excuse. Drake fans do not know how to take an L. Y'all are sad. And I should say Drake stands, not fans, because I'm a fan of his work. Drake stands. Y'all are pathetic. Take the L. It is okay. Take the L. It's a rap battle. I saw an account say, man, we got to stick together. Today's the day. Y'all were watching the concert more than the regular fans were watching it. But every week is an excuse as to why Kendrick really didn't win. Every week it's an excuse. Last week, what was it? They said that Kendrick had stuff pre-recorded and he didn't want to go toe-to-toe with Drake by putting out track after track. Like y'all stooping down that low. Now it's the whole bots thing. And the time before that, they say, well, it was a death blow. He called him a pedophile. We're talking about what's true, what's not, what's facts. When has hip hop ever been about facts, fact checking in a rap battle? The whole Jay-Z versus Nas. Remember Jay-Z said that he skeeted on the car seat. Did we have proof of that? Or did we just take it as shock value? It's face value, like, oh, that's just what it is. Nas said, what he say, call him my crib, and I ain't even give you my numbers. You know what I'm saying? Like, did we verify that? When has hip-hop been about just straight fact-checking in rap battles? It's never been about that. So Drake fans, they every week it's an excuse. Now, a thing today was that he brought Dr. Dre out on stage, and Dr. Dre was an abuser to women and all this other stuff. It's like, Lord have mercy. Y'all be wearing me out. And it's sad to see. Y'all are pathetic. But anyway, let's move on and talk about something else, because every week y'all gonna have an excuse. Now, where does Drake go from here? I'm asking the Reds View community, where does Drake go from here? Because out of what happened yesterday, in addition to Not Like Us being a major, massive hit record, the biggest diss track of all time, biggest, not saying the best, but biggest diss record of all time, what does Drake do? Where does he go? What does he do from here? And I'm not here to say that his career is over, but I can say is that the music he has been releasing have been duds. And for somebody of his caliber who always puts out stuff, see, a lot of people felt like Drake was just going to respond. I mean, not respond, because he already responded. A lot of people felt like Drake was just going to make a hit and make all this stuff go away. But no, they thought that Not Like Us was just going to be for the moment. Not Like Us is still booming, and it won't stop until probably the end of the year, to be honest, because we're halfway through the year. 2024 is halfway over. We're almost going to just June 20th today. We're going into July, ladies and gentlemen. And Drake has not taken the summer over yet. And, you know, it was been insinuating that he was going to do something for the summer. We only have 2 more months after this, and then it's going to be fall season. So where is Drake going to go? I really don't know what he can do to take this steam away. Of course, you could say, okay, make some more hits. That's the average thing. But everything that he puts out is going to be compared to Kendrick. Everything that he puts out, they're going to compare it to Kendrick. The Sexy Red song, the BBL Drizzy, when he rapped over the BBL Drizzy stuff, which was too late, they compared, oh, Kendrick got him going back to Sexy Red. Drake even took pictures with Adonis and his father, saying that 3 generations we hear it's Father's Day, and everybody saying meet the Grams, saying Kendrick made him be a better father. Everything that he does right now, everybody is noticing everything on his stories, everything that he posts on social media. They're looking at Drake. If Drake is somewhere getting coffee right now, they're going to say, oh, that's Drake. He's looking a little depressed because of Kendrick. It's because Not Like Us is this massive record that's just posting, that's just pounding. And it's not stopping. The energy of it hasn't stopped. What can Drake do? What can he do? You said Drake needs to take some time off. I agree. Come back fall or winter. Either way, mans will never fully recover from this. Damn. Now that's kind of a harsh sense of reality. I feel you a lot, Muhammad. He should, in my opinion, Drake should get Ghost. Now, to play devil's advocate, if you get Ghost, then you admit defeat. But at the same time, it's like, I know he's capable of making music that won't make us necessarily forget, but at least be able to be accepted right now. Because I was trying to think of like some type of music he can make to combat this. Now, I'm not saying go back at Kendrick, because that'll be stupid. Kendrick hasn't responded to you. Drake put out The Heart Part 6, and that was the last record to be in this beef. So who are you responding to, Drake, if you have another diss track out about Kendrick? That'll be stupid. But Drake, it's not that easy just to make a song and make people forget about it. No, it's not. Straight up. Like, what could he do? I be thinking like, okay, is he going to go the Caribbean route? Nope, he already did that. Is he going to go the New Orleans bounce route? Nope, he already did that. The Cali route? Nope, he already did that. The drill music route? Nope, he already did that. He has no friends, real friends in the industry anymore. He can't go to Future, can't come to Atlanta. If you come to Atlanta and do something with an Atlanta artist, then we're going to call you a cultural appropriator. We're going to say that you're a colonizer because you got a whole song talking about that. What can Drake do? I think he should just lay low musically. Be in the public, do your thing, but I just don't see him being able to come back from this because everything is going to be compared. Now, all you Drake fans, you Drake stans who feel like he didn't lose the battle, which you are delusional, I want to know in the comment section what y'all think that he could do. Because I didn't know it was going to be this detrimental, but Kendrick put a stain on this man's career. And I'm not saying that it's over, but he can't get past this. See, what's not going to happen is he's not going to have another Pusha T Scorpion moment. After the Pusha T thing happened, oh, he was squeezing out hit after hit. Scorpion had sold so many records and all this other stuff because that made him get into his bag with his ghostwriters and everything. But this ain't gonna be that. Drake didn't had that already. He's already had those moments where he's been running stuff and just dominating the charts and all this other stuff. No, even if Drake does chart, it's just because it's Drake, but it's not gonna move everybody like that. He's not gonna have another moment where he's pumping out 5 hits back to back or 6 hits off one album. He hadn't had more than one hit on one album in years. Was it Scorpion was the last one? Because Certified Lover Boy didn't have a one hit on there. Way Too Sexy. This past one that came out, For All the Dogs, didn't have but one hit on there, and that's a Sexy Red song. So I think that he just should lay low. He should just, because there's nothing he could do. If he comes out with another Kendrick Lamar diss record, he's going to be clown because you said that you weren't going to talk about it no more until Kendrick comes with the facts. So, man, Drake should just weather the storm, ride it out. I think it's a wrap for that. Now, let me move on. Let's talk about Chris Brown. Would Chris Brown be Michael Jackson or Michael Jackson level if the Rihanna fight didn't happen? Fat Joe had said this, and it's an interesting take. I've heard people say this before, but let's listen to what Fat Joe had to say about it. This is fair use, by the way. So listen to this. Let's see if we agree with Fat Joe.
Chris Brown never got into the controversy with Rihanna, we would be calling him Michael Jackson right now. Not like Michael Jackson, Michael Jackson.
Wow.
He is the most talented singer, artist, performer, hit maker of our time. There's nobody even close to Chris Brown. And it's time we move past it. It's been 20-something years that I know of. There's no more incidents. Man, we're going to let this lifetime go by without saying the truth? Chris Brown.
All right. Is there validity in what Fat Joe said? Let me know. I say that I don't agree with Fat Joe. Where I don't agree with Fat Joe is that we will be calling him Michael Jackson. No, there's only one MJ, only one Michael Jackson. That's it. It'll never be another one. So if you're going to say that he would be like a Michael Jackson, I'm not going to fully disagree with that because Chris Brown would have still been in that pop world, accepted in the industry. Now, I agree that Chris Brown is one of a kind, but Chris Brown never made a classic album. He don't have a classic album. I've made a Res View episode talking about that. Now, Chris Brown is an anomaly. He's made classic music. He's had dope performances, but he's never had Michael Jackson moments. Now, one of the reasons is because he was, quote unquote, blackballed in the industry. But Chris Brown hasn't made a Thriller. He's never made a bad album. He's never made an Off the Wall. Chris Brown he's an incredible performer, more athletic than Michael Jackson ever would be in his prime. Chris Brown has been able to be as relevant as he was when he first came out for this long. And I give Chris Brown that. But to be on Michael Jackson's level, that means that you have to shake up the industry. Chris Brown never shook up the industry. He used the industry into his favor, but he never shook the industry or changed the industry. Now, he's influenced a lot of people in how he puts out music and all this other stuff, right? For sure. But music videos are music videos because of Michael Jackson. When people get on stage, they think of having a Michael Jackson moment. When people make albums, they think of having a Thriller moment. Thriller is the highest selling album in the world, Craig. Chris Brown isn't touching Michael Jackson. See, people, when they think about Michael Jackson, they think about just performance-wise. Performance-wise, he's big, but Michael Jackson is the elite level of what it is to be an artist of any genre, hip hop, R&B, pop, rock, whatever. Everybody aspires to be on a Michael Jackson level. Now, I do feel like if the Rihanna thing did not happen, Chris Brown would be accepted more. He will be accepted more, which means that the industry would adore him more and still be comparing him to Michael Jackson. But after the Rihanna thing happened, it did derail his career, but we wouldn't be calling him Michael Jackson. Wouldn't be calling him that. But he will be on a bigger level than he's still on a big level, right? But when I say on a bigger level, certain producers, songwriters would have worked with him to make those reminiscent MJ sounding songs, right? But Chris Brown would have had access to like the biggest names, biggest producers, the biggest people want to work with him, all that. But he already kind of did do that, but he wouldn't have been Michael Jackson. Nobody alive will there never be a Michael Jackson. Now, he can remind you of a Michael Jackson, but Chris Brown is Chris Brown, and I'm not taking anything away from Christopher Brown. Not taking nothing away. Phenomenal artist. I want to go to one of his shows that's coming, here to Atlanta. I think he's a phenomenal artist, but MJ is the standard for the music industry over everybody. So I think that he would be bigger than what he is as far as accepting. He will be accepted more than what he is. But to say he would be Michael Jackson, no. But I get what Fat Joe was trying to say, though. That's why I'm not fully disagreeing with him, but I feel like I know what he was trying to say. He's just basically saying, man, he would be loved more. He would be loved more. And because people love Michael Jackson, no matter what they tried to throw at him, whatever, people love Michael Jackson. All right, so we're gonna take a little small commercial break, and we're gonna look at Toxic Love Part 2. Toxic Love Part 2. This is my second verse to Toxic Love. If anybody didn't get a chance to check it out, so bear with me while I share my screen with you. This is not a new single, but it's off of my EP Red Velvet, and it's called Toxic Love, and this is the second verse to it. Watch this. Fair use, of course.
What's more important, the fact that you only live once and you might as well get what you want, or the fact that you got somebody that'll ride for you, not your first choice, but somebody that provides for you. It's a dilemma when the wrong feels the right way, saying this is over till I wrap you with my warm embrace, because you know you the good girl that got away. You still desire the attention that you get from me. It ain't nobody that can touch you like I do. Pleasing that body, I'm the one that holds the title. That shit right there is the motherfucking problem, cause we both know nothing's ever gonna blossom. The ball was in my court about a decade ago, but I was in my player stage entertaining the hoes. And now we can't go back and turn the hands of time. It's always hard to make the next time the last time.
I ain't what you need, but you want it. I
ain't what you want, but you need it.
All right, that was Toxic Love Part 2. That was Toxic Love Part 2. That was the second verse to Toxic Love, my song that is on all streaming platforms right now off of the Red Velvet EP. If you like it, if you loved it, it's been getting pretty good viewership on YouTube and different social media platforms. Shout out to the actress Brittany Evans for joining me on there. Great working with her. Looking nice, wasn't she? She was looking sexy, wasn't she, y'all? I was looking sexy, wasn't I, y'all? Nah. But yeah, man, when y'all get a chance, go check that out, man, for sure. Now, let's move on to some more news. Timbaland and Swizz Beatz announced Versus return, distributed on X from Elon Musk. Now, let's look at this, man. This came out yesterday, and a lot of people had something to say about it. Excuse me. Let me go here. Where is it at? Okay. So Swizz Beatz and Timbaland bringing Versus to Elon Musk X. Fans say leave it in quarantine. So this was the picture that they had, looking like they're taking a toast. And this right here says Versus was its best before the production. This is sad, nothing to celebrate. All money ain't good money. Trump 2024. You see these emojis with the palms on the face. Wait a minute. So we really don't care who do business with, huh? Who we do business with, huh? Shake my head. Y'all fumbled. Y'all sold it the first time. The QB goes back to you in the end zone and you drop the pass. The dude who wants to bring back apartheid is cool with us. Can we get Diddy versus Jermaine Dupri now? Glad y'all are back. This is how we continue to play in y'all face. Katy Perry versus Taylor Swift, blase skip. Now, Versus, for those who don't know, was a platform that came out during quarantine, during the whole COVID, where artists simply played their previous songs or known hits against another artist that had hits. Great concept. It was dope, but a lot of people feel like we should leave that back in 2020. Now, it did continue 2020 to 2021, but it pretty much stopped. What was that? It stopped in like the first part of 2022. I forgot what the last one was. But yeah, Versus was a great platform. Now I know a lot of people are saying that, oh, Versus, why are y'all bringing this back? Leave it back in the past, all this other stuff. Leave it back in quarantine. But right now, if Jay-Z and Nas were announced to do a Versus battle on Twitter, on X, you mean to tell me y'all wouldn't tune in? Right now, if you had Drake versus Kendrick Lamar do a Versus battle, if they say, you know what, forget it, let's have a real battle. I mean, not a rap battle, but let's have a Versus battle. I'm gonna play 20 of my hits versus 20 of your hits. Let's see who wins. You mean to tell me everybody wouldn't be tuned into that? I think that it is an outdated concept, but people were saying that it was outdated at the time when we got out of quarantine. A lot of people were saying that because you remember it stopped and then it started back up. People were saying that, oh, this is over, but people were still tuned in. Elon Musk wouldn't distribute it if he felt like it wasn't no money into it. So, you know, I'm not gonna say I'm looking forward to it, but if it's the right person versus the right person, I'll be tuned in for sure, without question. Now, a lot of people had their things to say about them collaborating with Elon Musk, right? Now, I hear about Elon Musk, but I don't follow him like that, so the whole bringing back apartheid thing and all this, I don't really know too much about that. A lot of people were mad that they announced this on Juneteenth, but yeah, I was, you know, disappointed when they sold the platform, but they sold it to Triller, and they tried to make more money. So this is just a distribution deal, though. It's going to be distributed exclusively on Twitter, and that would be a great place to have it, you know. So I'm not, if it's putting money in Swizz Beatz and Timberland pockets, cool. They had some other people lined up that they really wanted. And what Versus does is that it gives OG artists a platform. Let's remember that. It helps drive up sales, merch. You've had groups that were formed from Versus. What was it? RSVP. You had Ray J, Sammy, Bobby V, and Pleasure P. They were able to form a group, put out a nice sounding single, and go on tour together. That was dope. You know, you've had people who were able to kind of boost their careers again because of Versus. So it's a great platform, and it's for celebrating legends. That's what it's mainly about. So, you know, a lot of people didn't like it when all the money was into it, but people were still watching it. So, not saying I'm looking forward to it. I wouldn't have been hurt if we never had another Versus battle, but it still was a great event, and we'll see what's to come from it. We'll see what's to come from it. But the last thing that I want to get on is this Caitlin Clark situation. Are Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese being used for race debates? Think about that. Let that sit in for a minute. Are Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese being used for race debates? I can't stand gnats, by the way, man. These gnats have been in my house. Oh, man. I don't know. Gotta kill these gnats, man. I be trying to kill them. Y'all know that little thing you plug up in the wall. They be getting them for the most part, but that one just, you know, they're attracted to that light, so they came out of nowhere. I can't stand these gnats, and I didn't get them when I clapped it. But anyway, so what I'm talking about is that, man, I think that it's unfair to Caitlin Clark. I know it's been a lot of people talking trash about her and all that stuff, right? But she's simply playing the game of basketball. Angel Reese is doing the same thing, but I feel like people are using them as a proxy to have race debates. And it's unfair to those women who are playing in the WNBA. Now, I'm glad that they're able to give attention to the WNBA. A lot of different looks are coming into the NBA now, but I think that it's messed up that these girls just can't play basketball, be competitive without the race element coming into it. That's not cool, because I haven't heard Caitlin Clark say anything racist or anything like that. And I haven't heard Angel Reese do anything like that too. But anytime it's a black person and a white person, is going to be there. But I just think it's unfair to the girls. I'm tired of seeing it, hearing about it and stuff like that. And it ain't their fault. It's not their fault at all. It's the other people's fault that use them. And it's just not fair. Just not fair to the girls. What do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about that? Every week it's something. And I'm just like, damn, can no girls just play and be the great athletes that they are? You know, but of course, race has to come to it, and it's gonna be drama and all that other stuff that comes with it anyway. But yeah, let me look. It's another thing that I wanted to talk about too, but I gotta find it on my Instagram first. Hold on a second. Where was it? Where was it? Shout out to Shantae Hughes. I see that like that you did. Make sure you retweet it for me, player. Let me see. Y'all give me a second. Where was it? Y'all give me a second. Okay, yeah, here we go. All right, let me share this screen with y'all real quick. All right, so Sexy Red. Is Sexy Red predicting her own fall off? What do you mean by that, J Red? Well, let me show y'all something that I saw on Hip Hop DX on Instagram yesterday. So it says Sexy Red says she's the blueprint and is getting sick of being copied. So she shared this in a story, and it says, "I'm you hoes blueprint and I'm getting sick of it." Now, some people are just looking, you know, they're saying the blueprint for destroying hip hop continuously. Respect to the architect. 90% all of y'all women rapping today, like, you need to give props to Kim, Gangsta Boo, blah, 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 blah. All right, so her saying that she's sick of it, right? I said this a while ago to one of my homeboys. I said that Sexy Red can easily be replaced. She can easily be replaced. A lot of these female rappers can, because Sexy Red isn't really that talented music-wise. Now, she has banging singles, not taking that away from her. She got good production and stuff like that. But, you know, if it wasn't for her raunchiness, her ratchetness, it wouldn't get this much attention, because clearly nobody rides around listening to Sexy Red all day on a continuous level, because her albums don't sell. It don't show in album sales, listeners and stuff like that. Now, her performances and stuff like that, and her antics on social media, of course. But this album that just came out only did like 20-some thousand records the first week. So clearly she doesn't have an audience listening to her all the time. Probably her songs, but not albums and stuff like that. Just the hit songs. So when I say is she predicting her own fall off, is that anytime somebody starts pointing out that they're being copied, usually that means that there are going to be a group of people that try to do what they do and try to phase them out, or it's going to indirectly phase that artist out, i.e. T-Pain. T-Pain used auto-tune, hip-hop used auto-tune. And by the time you're listening to T-Pain and stuff, he sounds outdated with the auto-tune now. Everybody uses auto-tune now, but T-Pain still sounds like it's 2006. So everybody using that formula phased him out. When the whole industry starts copying you, you need to find out to tighten up your operation and kind of either you're going to be the king or queen of it and roll with it, or you're just going to be another regular person. That almost happened to Glorilla, but luckily she tried to follow the Sexy Red formula and was able to squeeze out another hit. But with Sexy Red, she's not that hard to duplicate. So if you got 10 other female rappers saying the most nastiest, raunchiest stuff you could think of, that is going to fade Sexy Red out. Now, one of my homeboys yesterday was saying, I don't see it happening. No. And I'm not saying it's happening right this second, that she's going to be phased out, but it's coming soon. The fact that she's saying I'm the blueprint or whatever, that means that it's a lot of artists right now, females are trying to do that, because what is Sexy Red get known for? My pussy pink, booty hole brown, saying the most filthiest thing you could say. Then she gave us Ski and talk about, you know, with her hits and stuff, but she says like on Get It Sexy, everything is sexual, and she says the most nastiest thing you could think of. So what's stopping somebody else for using that blueprint to do something else? So I think that she's predicting her own fall off, and it's bothering her because think about this. What if it's a real talented version of Sexy Red out there? Somebody who can really spit bars, has nice beats. Sexy Red is going to go bye-bye. Or somebody that even looks like either looks better than Sexy Red or more dirtier than Sexy Red, since she done made it hot. See, it's not like she's the Beyonce of ratchetness. You've always had ratchet women. But somebody can out rap her, somebody can out ratchet her, and out be dirtier than her. Oh, it's coming. So that's what I'm saying. She's predicting her own fall off musically. However, I think that she'll always still be able to be a celebrity simply for the fact of her persona, and she's crossover into the WWE world. So if she stays on her pivot, she'll be all right, celebrity wise, famous wise. But if you talking about musically, I think it's bound to happen. It's bound to happen for sure. So let me know what y'all think about that, man. Let me know what y'all think about that. But anyway, man, I'm about to get up out of here, man. Thank you for everybody, all my subscribers, all my supporters, man. Make sure that you stream my Rewind EP, also Red Velvet, that's available on all streaming platforms. My song Freak has been getting a lot of play, a lot of different streams right now on Apple Music. I don't know why. Let me know if you've been liking that song Freak featuring Kayla Love, because I've been seeing that get a spark in streams out of nowhere. And man, happy belated Juneteenth to everyone. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and play Young Black and Gifted real quick. My single Young Black and Gifted. Y'all got to check that out. Hold on. This is I'm gonna play a couple of things real quick for y'all who's tuned in right now. All right, so check this out. This is me talking about Young Black and Gifted right here. Hold on.
Right here at the Dr. Martin Luther King National Park, here at the Dr. King Center, getting ready for Juneteenth. It's a celebration, man. I can't wait for Juneteenth. Man, when I first heard the beat to Young Black and Gifted, it had a nice little trap element to it, made by Trap Lord. And I wanted to make something that was fun, energetic. Usually when you get conscious type of songs or songs about Black liberation, you know, it has this drawn out type of instrument to it, these drawn out type of beats. So I just wanted to make something fun, energetic, something you could play in your ride, something you could play in the club if you wanted to, something that the kids could sing along to, and something that was catchy. You know, I wanted it to be radio friendly and something that was an anthem. So Young Black Gifted is pretty much a Juneteenth anthem. This is the anthem for Juneteenth. So make sure that you spin it.
Get that. Get it. And speaking of which, Shantae Hughes, Shice, he said, fire video, by the way. I appreciate you. Yeah, he's on that song. Shice, he goes by Shantae Hughes, but his rap name is Shice D, Shice Diesel. He's on there too, so make sure you check it out. And this is the performance version of Young Black and Gifted.
Now for the verse of Young Black and Gifted, I spit a little something, and I think it goes like this.
Coated with this melanin, ain't no limitations. I finesse in black excellence. I embrace myself because I'm living in America, land of the free. But this is what my ancestors built back in slavery. Yeah, everybody wanna act black, but don't truly wanna be it. These culture vultures be infiltrating with appropriation. They all be faking. They treat us foul with them flagrants, but we roses grown from the payment. They put us through enslavement, set us free, but gave us no payments. This world is nothing without us. We've carried the world like Atlas, been geniuses since Genesis. My ancestors are the founders. My skin's rich like some Musa, yeah. My black queens are beautiful, yeah. Great men made pyramids can be found all in my lineage, yeah. So damn, young, black, and gifted. What a lovely, lovely, precious gift. I'm so young, black, and gifted. I don't see it getting no better than this. To be young, black, and gifted. What a lovely, lovely, precious gift. I'm so young, black, and gifted. I See it getting no better than this. Oh, what a feeling, ain't it? Ask me how I feel about hitting the media. We painted dangerous. Those.
Yeah, that's Young Black and Gifted right there. Let me play this. Let me play this last video for y'all. Hold on. Let me play this last video. I had clicked out. Listen to this.
It's a lovely, lovely, precious gift. If you have any type of talent, if you have any type of drive, if you have any type of influence, we've created everything in this country. Anything, you name it. We created all forms of music in this country, man, as foundational Black Americans. A lot of people take our culture. They've taken country music. They've taken rock music. You know, they've taken jazz. They're trying to take hip hop. So it's important to stick to our guns and celebrate our culture and everything that we've done in this country, everything that we've contributed to this country. We've built this country as foundational Black Americans, and it's always important to highlight that. So this song is really highlighting that and making us feel privileged to be young, Black, and gifted.
All right, yeah, I can't stress that enough, man. Y'all need to go check out the single Young, Black, and Gifted. That's available on all streaming platforms right now. Just type in J Red, my name right there, and type in Young, Black, and Gifted and check it out, man. Again, happy belated Juneteenth to everybody. Hopefully you had a good Juneteenth. Hopefully you supported something Black owned, somebody Black owned, a Black owned business, restaurant, wherever. Black owned platform, content creation, whatever. Shout out to everybody who's been supporting and everybody who's been getting the views up. Do me a favor, retweet this if you're on Twitter right now. Hit the share button if you're on Facebook right now. And also share this on YouTube. Hit that share button. Share the different videos. Shout out to everybody who's been sharing my different videos on YouTube as well. Shout out to my whole Redsview YouTube community. And shout out to Kendrick Lamar for giving us a great performance for Juneteenth. And Drake, we'll see where you go from here, player. But anyway, follow me on all social media platforms at JAYR3D. Thank you, everybody, for hitting that like button. If you're watching this on the replay, continue to hit that like button. Continue to support. This is J Red Redsview, and I'm signing out. Peace.